Salva in car number 98.
Top Shelf Brewery brings us the 69 for Carlos Gray from Manchester, Connecticut.
The Magic Maker will be in car number 66. Mandel Racing brings us Aaron Goff.
Auto House brings us the 12 from Plantsville, Connecticut, Rick Dulac.
Then it will be car number 64. Mark Alkus of Berlin in the BAM Motorsports car.
Then it's the Horsepower Hill Racing number 2 car for Mark Burke out of Manchester, Connecticut.
And in car number 44, the driver is Tony Membrino Jr., Hollywood from Plantsville.
Change drivers, Paul French taking over the 2 car that was originally listed on our roster as Mark Burke. The 69, we've been told, will drop to the rear of the field. Green, 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 and they are racing side by side to the bottom of turn number 1, and Kyle Trainer has a slight advantage, Matt, but the big question is, for how long? Dulard is there, Shark is there, and so is it the old veteran himself, Jay Goff, car number 07, racing side by side with his neighbor as they come back to the stripe.
Yeah, Jay Goff likes it on the outside, so he is trying to flash dance his way around Bob Charlotte, and he is able to do it. Jay Goff has moved into 3rd place.
Wesley Prucker also on the move. Look at Daniel Wesson on the outside. He is strong as he takes over the 4th position. Charland drops back to the 5th spot. They come off the turn, back to the line they come, and Glenn Griswold also is running the outside tonight.
Oh, wiggle, big time caffeine twitch for Griswold in trouble. Peyton Henry goes around and then he is smacked and resmacked.
And the car that makes contact with Peyton Henry appears to be the Swanson machine.
It was French who came in late.
Yes.
Also appearing that night will be, or that afternoon, will be the Arizona main band and Kim Logan, and then it will be Charlie's turn.
You know, and I want to talk about something else here. The big story for the SK Modifieds is the SK 5K presented by Napa Auto Parts. It's the biggest payday of 2015 for the SK Modifieds. Now, here's what's so unique about it. It's on July 10th. The purse is already guaranteed at $27,000. But what makes this interesting is you, the race fans, yes, you, the race fans, determine the number of laps that the event will be run and the order of which the handicap system goes into play. And that's not all. If you match the drivers, you can, well, we'll tell you more about that, but right now back to green.
And back in front is Kyle Trainer as he gets a jump on Dulard as they shuffle into the 1st quarter. Very active is Jay Goff as he tries to crowbar his way underneath Dulard in a fight for 2nd place.
Meanwhile, Daniel Wesson is on the outside. Charland is on the inside. Moja Lee's got some smoke coming off the car. Here comes Jay Goff in a side-by-side battle with Dulard as he rumbles down into turn 1. Goff just doesn't give up. He shakes off Dulard and takes over the 2nd spot. Here comes Daniel Wesson, Kopsick, along with Nick Salva and Membrino. Those are 3 of the strongest cars in the house. The cream is starting to rise to the top, Matt.
Yeah, Todd Dulard tried to retaliate against Jay Goff and didn't have enough firepower in order to get underneath him. So right now he's hanging on to 3rd, and 4th is a fight between a teenager, Daniel Wesson, and Glenn Griswold. Here comes Kopsick, and he is making life miserable right now for the Warhorse.
No question, Kopsick must have been watching Farino in practice today because he's running the inside lane that Farino usually dominates with here at Stafford. Side-by-side racing in a battle for the 5th spot, and Kopsick leads Nick Salva, who is the fastest car in the racetrack, believe it or not, Jeff Beaujolais.
But it is never say die. Nick Salva in that white 98 trying to get underneath the 60 of Griswold.
And Farino just passed 2 cars, Burnham and Charland. He is starting to march forward. And look at Membrino. He is going to be the tail that wags the dog when it comes to Nick Salva because he's right behind him. Every move is a counter move.
Well, he's wagging that tail very quickly as he is able to excavate his way underneath Glenn Griswold. Membrino in the 8th, and at the front of the field is Kyle Trainer.
Meanwhile, Kopsick and Nick Salva are side by side. Daniel Wesson goes up the hill, gathers it back. He follows Dulard. Kopsick dives down low underneath Wesson. That is the battle for the 5th position and Kopsick gets, shimmied off just a bit. Here comes Membrino and Salva. Doulard and a lapped automobile as they come back to the stripe.
And Salva is able to fight off Membrino, and now he is on the attack against the back bumper of Steve Kopsick. Caught on the inside is Kopsick doing a good job, and look at Salva. He's got some energy as he tries to vapor trail his way close to the 16 car and the 31 of Kopsick.
No question about it, Doulard's got his hands full. They are all over him like bees on honey as they work their way to the bottom of turn number 1. Kopsick down low. Here comes Nick Salva. Winds it up tight on the outside. Down the back straightaway, Salva looks racy. He moves into the 4th spot. 4th isn't good enough. He's going to go for 3rd as they come off turn 4.
Well, you couldn't blame Todd Doulard if he had claustrophobia right now. Salva on the outside. Kopsick on the inside. He is in the middle of an SK light sandwich, but he is holding on as he Pinocchios his way in front of those 2 cars.
Joey Farino is also emerging in the front pack of cars. Doulard is the deal breaker in the 3rd spot. They are side by side with Salva and Kopsick, running wheel to wheel, trying to take over position number 3. Doulard just doesn't give up. Further back in the field, Beaujolais coming to life. Down underneath Burnham, here comes Membrino to the outside of Kopsick, back up into the top 5.
And he will settle perched behind the back bumper of the Kopsick car. So Membrino decides not to make that move. Joey Farino started 13.
Trouble.
He is up to
Doulard
7.
is out of shape. Spins to the bottom of the racetrack. And that brings out a yellow just as Kopsick and Nick Salva were contending for the 3rd spot. So a great run for Todd Doulard.
I'll never forget. 2 more years, I'm going to be doing parachuting on my 65th birthday. I'm a thrill seeker, and I love this kind of stuff. This is so much fun. Thank you.
Well, obviously, a very happy customer for a ride in the 2-seater, and that gentleman is one of the ranked short track and half-mile racers in the Northeast. He can go sideways as well as just about anybody. But as you can tell from the enthusiasm in his voice, that was something that he would really like to do again.
And remember, you as a race fan, you get to do it too if you choose to. But right now, we choose to go back to green, Matt, and we've got a textbook start as they head to turn 1.
And for the 3rd straight time, Trainer gets to jump on the field. This time, he has to worry about Jay Goff on the outside. Goff, the lightning bolt, even with Trainer as they surge into turn number 4.
They rumble off turn number 4, back to the line. All of a sudden, they're 3 wide, and Nick Salva sees some daylight in a 3-car Donnybrook at the front of the field, but it is still the number 40 for Kyle Trainer. Meanwhile, look at Joey Farino. He's come forward as well, bringing with him Peyton Henry. But back up front, Matt, there's a little daylight again to the inside. Salva is very cautious, but he's contending with 5 to go for the win.
Nick Salva, that car was in the junk pile last week. He's trying to corral Kyle Trainer. Will he have room on the bottom? Here comes Salva. Do or die time as he tries to ramrod his way underneath the 40 car and Trainer. Off the corner. Trainer holding on for his life, but it looks like Salva has moved in front.
The Mr. Winner machine takes over the number 1 spot. Nick Salva's bad luck just went out the window. He replaced it with a lucky run at the front of the field. Look at Membrino. Now he's with Goff battling for the 4th and the 5th spots.
And Membrino's power move, it looks like it might stick as he is able to get underneath Jay Goff. He's able to get underneath Trainer.
Look at Burnham.
Out of nowhere, DJ Burnham is moved into 4th place.
Daniel Wesson spins like a top to the inside of the racetrack, down to the bottom. They come back to the line. We'll see what happens. 2 to go. 2 laps remaining in the event, and Wesson set stranded to the bottom of turn number 2.
And the yellow lights come on lap number 18. Nick Salva was able to get the lead from...
Burnham literally dropped back. He wasn't even in it for a while, and then all of a sudden, within the last 3 or 4 laps, he has marched to the front of the field as Jay Goff, along with early leader Kyle Trainer. Joey Farino's car suddenly got evil in the last 2 laps.
Yeah, but Nick Salva, what a comeback story this is. Last week, that car was in the intensive care unit. Was very surprised to see him back here today because it was the second week in a row that car got badly damaged. He had to put a rear clip on it.
Yep.
They had to fix the seat. They had a lot of new stuff. The rear end had to be repaired. There was a bent steering wheel. Mid-Beetle, Mr. Reuter helped him out. Can he hang on for 2 more laps? Expect some turbulence on this restart from Steven Kopchik.
They are evenly matched. They come off the turn. Tim Bennett looks him over. There's the green. Nick Salva to the advantage. Here comes Membrino. Membrino moves into second. It's not over with yet. Oh, trouble now. Peyton Henry and Charlene are involved in a jingle.
Oh, Weston just missed hitting those 2 guys.
And it looks like we're going to go back to yellow. And we do.
And we did not finish the lap, so it'll be a rematch.
Mosley coming out with a brand new LFR car, which was supposed to be here tonight. And should be here, if not next week, but the week after. So we'll look forward to that. Tighten it all up again. Deja vu, what we've seen already. Whelen Engineering lights are off on the pace car. And Nick Salva on the inside of Kopchik. Membrino making up that second row with Burnham. And those have been pretty much the big contenders so far. But it's not over with yet, Matt. And here they come as Matt Buckler brings them back up to speed.
Maybe the biggest restart of the season for Nick Salva. With Steve Kopchik next door and Tony Membrino Jr. behind him, he gets off the mark in a hurry, like he was fired out of a t-shirt gun, reestablishing himself in front.
Membrino does the same move to take over second. Kopchik gets shuffled back as Burnham moves on to the podium. Here comes Jay Goff back to life. Glenn Griswold is there with Joey Farino. Nick Salva looks at the white flag, looking to shake off all the bad luck and all the misfortune from the past few weeks. The Mr. Reuter machine is the star of the show as Nick Salva, the nice kid with a big smile, heads down into turn number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Salva will take down the victory in the SK Lights. Membrino will finish in second. Burnham on the podium. Kopchik will finish among the top 4 with Jay Goff in 5.
Finishing.
We worked so hard to get this car back every week after getting wrecked, and man, this thing is fast. Well, you're going to have to move it over there for the official pictures, and we'll let you go. Well, Mr. Membrino was out of his car, finishing in second spot. He has been really working hard in this division, and I think his performance tonight shows that he is a contender no matter where he starts on the racetrack. And the same thing with DJ Burnham, the farmer. Yeah. Well, second spot is not where you always want to be, but man, you earned that. That was a tough race all the way through.
From last spot, yeah, I'll say. That's just a testament to my dad, my team, this race car, Raceworks, chassis, TA power. Don't matter where you start us, this thing's going to the front, so try all you want, but we're here. And I couldn't be happier for my guys. I couldn't be happier for Nick, actually. The last time we were that close, we ended up kind of wrecked in turn 4, so he's family to me. He's not just one of my good friends, so I'm happy for him. So I gotta thank all my sponsors: CWPM, Equipment Services, Additive Manufacturing, Manili's Catering, TD Homer's, Hearthstone Pub, FK Rod Ends, Goodrich, Mohawk, Minuteman Press, Cliff Nelson Motorsports, and everyone else that helps out in this car. It's a good couple weeks we're having, and glad to be back on the podium.
Membrino, the color purple, it's a tradition up here, and it's good to see you on the podium. And it's all because of your driving tonight.
Yeah, Gunning's on victory lane, and Brino's right behind him. It's a big family thing, and that's what it's all about. I'm glad the fans got to see a good race like that, and hopefully we keep having races like that all year. That was a lot of fun.
Well, DJ, you were in the catbird seat, but those guys just seem to have a little bit more to get up and go than you did in the 54.
Yeah, I got stuck on the bottom lane when those 2 got around me there in the beginning of the race, and it just took me a little bit too long to get to the front, and Nick had a phenomenal car. Nobody was touching that thing tonight. He was flying. Hats off to him. He had a lot of struggles at the beginning of the year, and
he finally got one. I feel really good for him. I really got to thank Bruce Manili's Banquet and Catering, Ronnie Williams, Advice One, Ricky from R&R Fabrication, Donnie Wood from Rad, Magnus Transmissions. My dad and my brother, I mean, those guys, they come up with some wild setups, but this thing's a rocket ship every single week, and I wouldn't be up here without them. I gotta thank my mom, my grandma, she's not here tonight, my girlfriend Jackie, and everybody that helps with this car, Hermie, the Emersons, everybody. This car is really fast.
Now, a question that's come up several times is, do you drive your tractor the same way you drive this car?
No, I actually don't drive anything else fast. I go really slow on the streets and even slower in the cornfields, but Friday night's where we like to let it unleash.
Well, DJ, congratulations on the third spot. This has been a really exciting division, and we look for more excitement as the year progresses.
Yeah, it's really fun starting in the back, coming through the field. I just wish we had a couple more laps and maybe another restart at the end. I might have had something for them guys.
Well, that wraps it up down here in Victory Lane. As the photos are taken and the hugs are exchanged, we'll send it back upstairs for the SKs.